Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on this assignment, stoichiometry grams to moles. And this can actually be used in any stoichiometry. So we're going to open up stoichiometry grams to moles and press continue. And the first thing that you want to do is to be able to read all of these. Make sure the equation is balanced, write down what is given, write down the mole ratio with what is given on the bottom. To change grams to moles, you must divide by the molar mass of what is given. After you change it to grams to moles, you can then use the molar ratio to multiply and determine the moles out. So basically, you get moles in and moles out. So the first thing, if you've got this, not this one, stoichiometry worksheet, this also tells you exactly what to do. All right, so we are going to start with question 1, and it looks like we have a balanced equation because we got CH4, there's one C, there's one C, there's 4 H's, there's 4 H's, there's 4 O's, there's 2 and 4 O's, so that is balanced. So right here, if you have 359.2 grams of O2, how many moles of CO2 will you produce? You come here, and the first thing that you do is write down what is given. And since this is actually a Word document, I'm going to have to put this into some place where I can write on it. So I'm going to go to Paint, paste that, and this will allow me to do this. So the first thing that I did is I want to write down what is given, which is 359.2 grams of O2. You have to write that down. So 359.2. And you'll notice that it's not moles. I have to change grams to moles. If asked for grams, multiply by the weight being asked for, okay? If grams fill in line B, here's line B. So we can go to 359.2. And the only reason I did that is because it says right in the little worksheet, if given grams, fill in line B. So here you put your grams. Grams of what? You have 359.2 grams of O2. So you come here and you put O2. And then you divide grams by 32. Because that's the molar weight of O2. And you get 11.225, and that's how many moles you got. So up here you put 11.225, and then moles of O2. And then you multiply that by your mole ratio, and in this case, your mole ratio is O2 goes on the bottom, so it's 2O2 goes on the bottom, because our mole ratio is going to be of that versus CO2. So 2 goes on the bottom, CO2 goes on top, and so that's a 1-to-2 ratio. So you got 1 CO2 and O2, you have 2 O2. The O2s cancel. So then you have 11.225 times 1 divided by 2. That gives you moles out. moles of CO2. And what do we have there? What is that? 11.225 times what? Times 1 divided by 2 gives you 5.6. So 5.61 moles of CO2. That's how you do that for this one. And here you just calculator, edit, copy, paste. So to summarize, you just take this, divide it by this, and then multiply your mole ratio, which is 1 over 2, because CO2 is 1, O2 is 2, and then you just edit, copy, and paste it in there. So you have 359.2 divided by 32, which gave us 11 something, right? Divided by 2, or times 1 divided by 2. And that's how you get this. So let's see if we're right. Yay! And we're right. So that's how you do grams to moles. And here, if you have moles, right, like on question number 3, if you have moles, you don't have to change to moles. You have moles. So here you have CH4. How many moles of methane are needed to react with 257 moles of O2? That is the exact same thing that we have here, but you're starting with moles. So on this, if you already have moles, then you just go to moles. Like, how many moles of methane are needed to react with 2.57 moles of O2? Well, you write down what you have first, and then you do the exact same thing. You set up your mole ratio, and instead of O2, we got methane now. And I'm just going to erase this real quick. But the first thing that you do is you have to write down what is given. And so how many moles of methane are needed to react with 2.57 moles of O2? You write down 2.57 moles of, what's that, methane? No, O2. O2. But you already have moles, so you can use your mole ratio to multiply through. So on here, 2.57 moles of O2, and you're looking for methane. So methane goes on the top, O2 goes on the bottom. Here's our mole ratio, O2, and CH4. And our mole ratio is 1 CH4 to 2 O2. So you have a 1 to 2. So now you got moles. You just multiply through 2.57 times 1 divided by 2. Here you take clear 2.57, right, times 1 equals divided by 2, and that's it. Okay, so that's all we have, and that's how you do those. Okay, thank you, and we will go to the grams, 2 grams next time. Thank you.